Good morning, everyone. Today is the 11th day of Iyar. It's actually my grandfather's yahrzeit today. Sholom Reuven ben Yachmil Dever is the Neshama Shem and Aliyah. And we are going to start with counting of the Omer. On page 38, last night we counted 26. So let's say together, Hayoim, Shisha, Ve'esrim, Yoim, Shehem, Shloisha Shavuos, V'chamisha Yomim La'omer. Today's 26 days, which is 3 weeks and 5 days of the Omer. Okay, now we're learning some Tanya Chaver together. If you're in the Chayenu, we're on page 120, and we're in the middle of chapter 46. In today's lesson, Chas and Kala get married, bride and groom. Their love and their union is the metaphor for the love and the union which a Jew has when he learns Torah and performs mitzvahs. This is the meaning of the pasuk of the text. When we say the bracha, when we say a bracha, when we fulfill a particular mitzvah, we say, "Thank you, Hashem, Asher Kiddishanu." You could either translate it as "make us holy," or it's the same word as kiddushin, betrothed. So we bless Hashem who has betrothed us by His commandments. So by doing a mitzvah, we are, in a sense, betrothed by Hashem. We are chosen as His beloved. When a man betroths a wife, so that she be united with him in a perfect union, the pasuk says, and he shall cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. This is exactly similar to the unity achieved through betrothal, and even infinitely more greater is the union of the neshama while a person's engaged in Torah learning and doing a mitzvah, giving your neshama energy and their garments, the thought, the speech, the action of a person as they become one and unite with the blessed light of Hashem. This spiritual union surpasses even a physical union of man and wife. The correlation to a physical union is valid only in the sense that in this world, there's no greater union. But this union is termed Kiddushin. And we're talking about an eternal union between an eternal soul and the Oyer Ein Sof, the eternal light of Hashem. So obviously it's far greater. Therefore, King Shlomo, of blessed memory, in the Song of Songs. No, it says here, peace unto him. Allah Hashalom, peace unto him. That's why Shlomo Melech compares the union of a husband and wife and Hashem and the Jewish people when they perform Torah, mitzvahs and learn Torah, with the union of bride and groom. This union being attached with longing and with unity and desire, even more inward, a deeper level of unity than that with embracing and kissing. All the above manners of union are found in a Jew's relationship to Hashem through learning Torah and performing mitzvahs. And this is also the meaning of the bracha, that when we say, who has sanctified us with His commandments, the verbal kiddishanu, who has sanctified us, has another meaning here. That Hashem elevates us to a higher height, to the most supreme holiness, which is the holiness of Hashem Himself. Kedusha hi lashon havdalah. The kedusha, the holiness, is a term indicating separateness from, in that the Holy One, blessed be, is apart from all the other worlds. Hashem is far removed, as we said in the last few days. We're saying with all the angels and all the other upper worlds and this entire world. Nothing changed in Hashem. He's above it all. But we have a chance to become united with him through performance of a mitzvah. So through the union of the soul with and its absorption into the light of Hashem, it attains the quality and the degree of holiness of the blessed Ein Sof himself. How do we do that? Through learning Torah and through performing a mitzvah. Zev, can you close the door over there, please? Thank you. Since it unites itself with Hashem, the soul unites with Hashem, and is integrated with Hashem, they become one. This is the meaning of the pasuk, you shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy. And this pasuk gives us the reason for a Jew's sanctity, connecting it, the neshama, with God's supreme holiness, which Jews can attain through what? Learning Torah and doing mitzvahs. And the pasuk continues and it says, I've separated you from the other people that you should be mine. A person chooses a wife, that's it. That's why we put the veil. Now she is off limits to the rest of the world. And the Jewish people become that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when we do mitzvahs. And so we see that holiness implies separation, as mentioned earlier, separation from the rest of the world as we unite with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Another pasuk says, another pasuk says, you shall fulfill all my commandments and be holy unto Hashem, I am the Lord your God. So the term your God in the possessive form recalls the relationship set up when a man betroths a woman, thereby she becomes his wife. We become Hashem's. We now belong to God. Erosh. Oh, is that word? Steve. This is the meaning through the fulfillment of the commandments. I become your God in the same manner. You know, it's we are his wife, so to speak, in that relationship. But he is also our husband. He is also ours. We rely on him to be the provider and to the nurturer, right? As Hashem is called the God of Avram, the God of Yitzchak, the God of the Jewish people, my God. Shenikra Kain, we say this term because our forefathers were on the level of a vehicle onto him. They followed whatever Hashem told them without question. They were nullified and absorbed in the light of Hashem. And so to every single soul of a Jew, at the time that he is occupied with Torah and mitzvahs, not just, you know, we're davening Shemona Esrei, we got to try to close off from the rest of the world, right? We close our eyes during Shema. By Shemona Esrei, we should not get distracted. But technically, when we're doing a mitzvah, when you go wash for bread, you're not allowed to speak because nothing else matters but this mitzvah of Hashem. When you go around searching for the chametz, you're not supposed to speak. You're focused on this mitzvah. Share kiddushanim and says I'll be your chametz. The commandment that Hashem gave us to connect with Him like a husband and wife in the deepest union possible, and made us holy through this mitzvah of eradicating chametz. It could be mitzvahs that, how does that? When your husband says, or when the wife says to the husband, go get me flour and sugar and oil and whatever, yeast or whatever it is. Right. So go get it. A person's like, oh no, I'm gonna go buy her flowers. That, we'll get her stuff. It's like, I appreciate the flowers, but I want the flour and the sugar and the yeast and the thing. I need to make bread. So you could say, yeah, but we'll just buy the bread. No, I want to make the challah. So the person, you follow what the wife is asking you to do. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't matter. Maybe she just wants you to, fulfill her wishes. And the same thing is respect the other way around. Okay. The sages of blessed memory. By the way, Steve, when there's no koyin, or even when it comes to shlishi, revi'ah, chamish, whatever, there's an order. You're supposed to give the Talmud Chacham first. What if it's a person, and today it doesn't as much apply because you're not going to embarrass somebody, say, oh, you don't know, whatever. But if a person is focused on doing a mitzvah, it doesn't matter if he doesn't know any better. That person gets respect because he's in the middle of lighting the menorah. He says, Hashem says, and he's in the middle of doing a mitzvah. Shana, please, Shana. He's in the middle of doing a mitzvah. It's not even his credit anymore. He's connected to Hashem. Hashem is lifting him up. Hashem dwells and clothes himself in the man's soul at such a time when he's doing a mitzvah. It's only that his soul is unconscious and does not realize how holy and what this union creates. It's unbelievable. Why doesn't a person recognize it? Because the barrier of the physical body that gets in the way, the mind wanders, the eyes see other things. We don't recognize the holiness that this mitzvah is accomplishing through connecting to Hashem. Some of the spiritual giants in our history, most notably the patriarchs, they were able to see the connection to godliness in their lifetime. So the takeaway is today, our takeaway for this Shabbos Chevra is that we are the bride and Hashem is the groom in this relationship. His Torah and mitzvahs are the method he betrothed you and sanctifying you as his. We belong to him. And when we study Torah and observe a mitzvah, we're bonding and connecting with Hashem in the deepest, most infinite way. I guess we could give a yashikayach to, not I guess, we can connect this with those that learn every day a certain portion. Daf Yomi, if you know, you know. You're welcome to unmute and take full credit, because this week there's a feature in the Jewish link for Aiden and Yudah who did the Siyam last Shabbos. I'm trying to find it. I have the paper here. I couldn't find it. So somebody handed it to me right before the class, but it's in the paper this week. Unfortunately, there was a misprint that they put the wrong author. It's really Yudah wrote the beautiful article about his son, and it was a mistake. So I'm correcting that officially for the record on it's going to be corrected online, but for the paper it's not. So I guess the paper has to issue an apology to Yudah. But in any event, in addition to the Torah learning, and the connection that we get through mitzvahs, I would like to dedicate this shir once again to Lili Nishmas, my grandfather, my Zayda, Sholom Reuven Ben Yerachmiel Devber, who this guy is named after. Sholom Reuven, after his grandfather Sholom Reuven, who was a true Jewish and American hero fighting for our people in Germany against the Nazis in World War II. And like we said, his Neshama Shavan Aliyah, and wishing everyone a good Shabbos, and we'll see you Mitzvah after Shabbos. Thank you all for joining us online. Yudah, who is with you? They dropped off? Okay. All right, Zaygesund everyone. And what?
Dropped them off already.
You dropped them off already. Tzaddik. Okay.